One of the things that an abusive person is always really good at is pushing and eliminating boundaries. And just like pretty much everything in an abusive relationship, this doesn't happen overnight. It happens little by little over time. And this kind of slow boundary pushing or erosion, I actually like to call the slow boil. And for those who are not aware, the slow boil is a reference to a terrible analogy that you can boil a frog alive by placing it in a pot of water and slowly increasing the temperature of the water little by little, so that by the time the frog realizes that there's something wrong, it's too late. So this can start with very small things that have been expressed that are more preferences than anything else. Like, let's say that you don't like to have a TV in your bedroom, and then somehow over the course of a few years, you've ended up with two in your bedroom. But the ground that they get from these little boundary pushes being successful is what gives them the confidence to start pushing bigger, more consequential boundaries. Boundaries that you have probably expressed are deal breakers. You would definitely leave them. You have a zero tolerance policy, these like big things that are, yelling obscenities at you, breaking things, physical violence, cheating, many, many others. And one of the things that I struggled with a lot in both of my abusive relationships was this idea that if I allowed them to get away with breaking a boundary once, then I would somehow be the bad guy or villain or a hypocrite if they did it again and I suddenly enforced the boundary. So they would get away with it once, and then of course they would do it again, and then they would get away with it again and again. But here's the thing, every time that a person does something that they know they're not supposed to do, they can be subject to the consequences of their actions. And it doesn't make you the bad guy for enforcing a boundary or a rule or a consequence that was already previously stated, that everybody is fully aware of. Always remember that the responsibility for crossing a line is on the person who crossed it, not on the person who's trying to protect it.